So welcome to lesson number 3. In lesson 1 we covered what XABCD patterns are and where to use and the measuring of both the Fibonacci time and price ratios together. Okay, lesson number 2 we touched on where we would want to trade them, but today we're going to talk about how to find these guys and make it as painless as possible so we don't have to do it all manually. It's all about leveraging technology, and that's coming up next. So how to find these XABCD patterns. So there's different ways you can do this. Obviously you can do all the calculations manually, but nobody has time for that. So just imagine this as if it took you 30 seconds to manually calculate a pattern as valid. It would probably take you about a good 8 hours of your day to map out everything useful if it was even to spot and monitor them all. So how do you do this more efficiently? You can do this in a few ways. Through our website, we're going to list every single pattern that comes in. We're also going to compare that to 36 factors that we look for that we feel are the most important, and we're going to rank and shortlist them for further analysis to you. Now, we'll alert you through email or even send you an SMS, and yes, that does work globally. Heck, you can even have an email if it hits a 70% structure, but an SMS if it hits 90, so you know when it's really important, but you get the idea. Now, of course, that's not a signal software. It is just going to provide you an alert for when a pattern is identified. But the other way you can do this is by using indicators that do it automatically or through drawing tools that are self-validating. So let's start off with the drawing tools. All you need to do is click in on your 5 pattern points, and once those ratios are valid, you can watch it automatically change color. After a while, you're not even going to be looking at the numbers of the ratios anymore. All you're going to be doing is looking to see what color it changes to, because each pattern is going to be assigned a unique color associated with it, and all those patterns and colors can be identified and specified in the pattern property window. So this will truly give you a framework that can grow with you, and you can even create your own patterns with it or expand the software as time goes on with changes you might want to make. But it's very easy, seeing that these patterns, once they're color coded, you know everything's valid and set and ready for you. The next way to do this, of course, is with the automatic indicators. The indicators will automatically scout them all out, and the indicators work with the market analyzer. So you will open up the market analyzer, which is basically a scanner. Then you will put all the symbols that you want to scan of any market inside of it. Then you'll load up the template that we give you, and it's just going to do all the hard work for you. It's going to scan every time frame you told it to on every symbol that you wanted to, and it's going to start using that indicator to start searching 3,000 lines of code for every tick, and it's going to start searching for the market, looking for those patterns and being that workhorse for you. So that way you don't have to do this all manually, and then it will alert you, it will speak to you, and it will tell you when that next pattern is. And that is really how you leverage technology. If you want to see an example of that live in action, look for this video here. We'll also put it in the description of this video so you can find a link to it and watch that as well. Now, it does do all the scanning on every time frame, but how do you know what time frame you should be trading these patterns on? Okay, this part is actually really easy. The ratio numbers that we use for time, when they're matched, you're going to see the anchor line, or the outside line of the pattern, is going to be all blue. Okay, on each leg of the pattern, each leg is going to be independent from each other. Okay, if any of them are white, that means that you won't have enough time in the pattern and you need to change your time frame. So you got to go down a time frame, because that's going to add more bars to the pattern. Okay, now make sure all your leg segments are blue for the pattern before continuing. It's extremely important. If it's not, you have to go down another time frame, and you got to keep on going down until they become all blue. This is going to be the right time frame to trade it on. and it won't change how you get in or where you get in, but it will change how you manage that trade. So for example, if you're going to take a trade on a 4-hour chart, but then see there's white lines and you end up on a 30-minute chart, you're going to see a lot more detail with that first initial impulse wave of the pattern. Once we start moving out away from that reversal, once the trade starts going our way, you're going to start to see that a lot sooner, and that's going to allow you to move your stops up a lot quicker. Okay, the time frame is going to have a huge impact on your trade management, and that's why we need to get those anchor legs all blue, and we need to get that right so that we know what time frame we're trading that pattern on. So one of the next questions you'll probably ask yourself is, how do you go about weighting trades? So this is where Sonar comes in. Okay, now that you understand we have a pattern, the direction that we want to trade it in, well, Sonar is a way of looking at frequency waves to forecast if price has a down wave coming, or if we have an up wave of price next, okay, or perhaps we're going to move sideways. So when a pattern appears, we look at Sonar, and if it's indicating that it's heading in the direction of the pattern's forecasting and it agrees with us, then we would weight that trade heavier. However, if Sonar is showing that we're going against the pattern and we're not seeing it going the way the pattern's forecasting, then we're going to take that trade much lighter. Okay, and if it's just going sideways and it doesn't seem to be directional, then we're going to basically weight it as a regular trade, nothing special about it, nothing weak about it. Okay, the pattern will determine the direction that we're going in, and Sonar is just going to determine how much we weight it. It's pretty simple that way, but it's a great way to keep consistent in how we approach the market. And of course, as you know, the more consistent we are, the more consistent our results should be. So where do you go from here? So your next step should really be to look at the membership. It's really at the time where you probably want to get your hands dirty on either the website tools or the indicators that you want to download. You want to see some examples as we start talking through our education center, everything from the basics all the way going up to the advanced. Then you'll want to probably start putting together your execution plan. You'll want to start using our on-demand mentoring. You'll want to go to our daily live sessions, our workshops, our Jumpstart program, go through that for sure. All this stuff is going to be really helpful in educating you, of course, and we're going to put some really powerful tools that will do a lot of calculations for you automatically and scouting out those patterns into your hand. So if you have any questions about that, let us know. Head over to XABCD Trading. If you have any questions at all, feel free to contact us, and hopefully we'll see you guys in one of our members webinars starting tomorrow.